Hi, I'm Shane Cooper. I'm a Volkswagen enthusiast and a race car driver, and I am a former FIA licensed race car driver. And I'd like to tell you the story of this car. This Beetle here. Uh, Today we call it the Baslay, like a spearfish gun, because it's a fast Volkswagen. And the story of this car began way back in 1968 when the first owner, Mr. Francis Pansit Poblador, as they call him, bought it brand new out of the factory, and as soon as he got home, he stripped the whole car, brand new, stripped the whole car, worked on it, and turned it into a racing car ever since. So that's way back in 1968. By the 70s, 1970 up, the car was running around the country, joining drag races and slaloms that they used to call autocross then. It even ran drag races all the way up to Lawakan in Baguio. And then Tito Pansit told me the car had a 1200cc engine. He would use that and drive all the way to Baguio with a friend and his mechanic assistant. They would load the spare engine inside the racing engine, and as soon as they got to Baguio, they pull down the 1200cc engine and put the big racing engine on. No? So it's been since that time until now, the car has a history, and my son and I, Billy, we've been looking for the elusive 12-second time. Okay, Billy and I have been looking for that elusive 12-second time in the drag race. No? Lately, we've rebuilt the car, and so far the best time it's done is in the 14-second level in the quarter mile. But based on what Tito Pansit has been telling us, it could do a 12-second flat, just like the Beetle of Manong Vic Elizaga in Manila, no? Because these two cars were the record setters in the 70s and in the 80s. So lately we've been working on a 1900cc engine, which I pulled out of my old racing Brasilia, which ran in the 80s also. And as far as the story goes, my son's classmate, Kay Santibanez, came over for dinner and suddenly opens up in the dinner table, "Tito, we have a Volkswagen Beetle that you beat a few years ago." And immediately I knew it was the famous car of Tito Pansit, no? So when I asked her where's the car, and she said it's somewhere in Mountain View subdivision. So I told her, you ask your dad's permission if we can borrow it and or maybe buy it, no? So ever since, we picked up this car in a grass heap, no? It didn't have tires, it didn't have an engine, and at the time the first owner, Mr. Poblador, was still alive, and we'd always meet usually on Saturdays or Sundays in Lopez East when we do our grocery. And I told him one afternoon, "Tito, your kamikaze, I found it." So he told me the inn. So, and I said I'm still working it out, and finally one morning the father of Kay called and said, you can pick it up, it's in this house in Mountain View. And so we did, no? I went out with my son Billy and Vince de La Paz and Nonoy, my mechanic. We brought some 14-inch tires, put it on, the car didn't have an engine, and there was chicken laying eggs in the back of the car, and we saw the car there lying flat on the ground, no? So we cleaned it out and then put the wheels on, and we towed it to my shop in home site, no? So ever since, for a while we just left it there, and we kept looking, and I told Tito Pansit, Tito, you can come and see the car, no? So when he went to the shop, he was really shocked in the state and the condition of the car. So inang wala gid kwan, though hopeless the way the car looked, ang gabok and all, and the engine, we picked it up in another house because it had 7 or 8 owners like a corporation, and we really didn't think na it would run like it is today, no? Although it's still not perfect, no? Pero halin sa tunga time, we worked on it slowly, and the first engine that I stuck in the back was a 1900 with one piston that had broken rings, and we ran the first drags about 4 or 5 years ago in the airport, and we came in second to Toyota Starlet from Cebu, no? So that was the first time that the baslay was out again after a long time nadula siya on the street, no? So but ever since, Tito Francis, the first owner, kept texting me and telling me what the tuning specs are, how do you do this and that, and this is the time, and you're supposed to do this, no? All of the hocus pocus to make the car run as fast as it can, no? So alin sa tunga time, we've been working on that elusive 12 seconds because he passed away about 3 years ago, and I didn't even know. So it was very much later, about 4 months after he passed away, when I only found out, no? So we've been having a hard time trying to guess what the secrets were because he wasn't able to pass it all to me through text message at the time. So ever since we've been running, the car's been both winning and losing. We've been running drags and autocross so far, no? And but for an old car, running on contact points, I think it's pretty good competing against all of these new modern day cars that are running on fuel injection and computers and turbos and superchargers. I think we're still there, no? So far, we've gained the respect of the whole country running this old car. And I was even, lately, I've been trying to look for the family of Manong Vic, Ilisaga, if we could patch up and talk and see if we can also make their old Beetle run, because that's the only car I know that can match what the Baslay has been doing since 1968. So as to the history, I think that's about it, no? It's really a character car, and sometimes I always ask and pray, Tito Pansit, Tito, you teach us, or maybe you send me a dream on how to make this car run as fast as it can again. So that's it. Thank you. Salamat.